Hi, welcome to our Mayari Soul Combat free class. This is just going to be a 1 hour session, and today's objective, we're going to focus on fundamental fighting footwork that we use in Pekiti Tirsia Kali, and also work on some thrusting and slashing in our knife category. So Pekiti Tirsia Kali likes to diversify our weapon categories, and during winter we like to study knife as well as flexible weapons sometimes. But this time we're going to be studying some knife techniques. So hopefully you can see my mat where I like to do my footwork. We do triangle footwork often. And so today we're going to actually start with your open top. So I've got some notes. We're going to start with here, your open top and fluid. So broken and fluid is what we're going to work on first. So we'll just do a brief introduction to a lot of footwork today. I hope you can see that. All right. So our first one will be our open top broken footwork, which looks like a V right in front of us or a triangle. Usually we'll just say it's a triangle in front of us. So I'll take my first diagonal step with my right foot going toward the right angle. Then I'll pull back 2 feet and switch. So this will be your open top footwork. So we'll just do this for 30 seconds to warm up, since this will be one of our fundamental footworks this evening. Just 30 seconds. Oh, looks like someone's coming in. All right. Here we go. Hi, welcome. We're recording. If you don't want to turn on your screen, that's okay. We're just looking right now at footwork. This is our open top footwork, and we're warming up. Hi, Deej. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be doing knife work today. All right, and this is our open top footwork. We'll wrap it up in 3, 2, 1, and take a break. So that is your open top footwork, which looks like an open V in front of you, broken. Now we're going to do open top footwork, fluid. So from here, we take that same right step forward on that V, and then I'm going to kick up, cross to the left side, lift, here's my knee again, and shoot this one back to the apex at the back. And then here I am together again. So now it looks like here. I'll switch feet at the back apex. And I'm traveling in a fluid manner, going to the left with my left foot, leading that bridge across. So we'll just do this for another 30 seconds. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate that. All right. So now let's stop here on the bridge. We're now going to travel fluid the other direction. So for this one, I'm starting with my left foot on that left top corner. Right foot is now lifted for that knee, but now I'm kicking out to the right instead this time. So same fluid motion where I'm heading to the back, 2 feet together, knee up to the right. So knee up, shoot my left foot back to that apex and come on with my knee. Knee to transition, knee to transition. Yes. We got some more guests coming in. Yay, we have more friends coming in. So I'm still going fluid, going toward my right or clockwise. If you can imagine it transitioning like a clock. All right, in 3, 2, and 1, we'll take a break. So that was your open top, broken, and fluid footwork. So now, if I am continuing with my open top experience, I'm going to now take a look at the open top lean. So we're going to be leaning forward and leaning backward with our open top footwork. So if you need any water, if you need anything to cool off, please feel free to take that break. If you need to go to the restroom, please do that. All right, let me pin my video. All right, so now I've gotten to the point of open top leaning footwork. So here, I'll take my right foot again, going toward the right, and I'm going to lean forward with my chest. My hands here in front of me neutral. And then I'll lean back. There's a slight extension all the way through my kinetic chain from my foot to the top of my head. I'll pull my foot back, switch feet. Now my left is forward, and I'm going to roll down, chest nearly to my knee, and then I'm going to lean up, putting weight on my right foot in the back. I'll pull my left foot in, go back to my angle 1. So chest, lean back, chest, lean back. So this is your leaning variant for that broken top footwork. So we're going really fast because I have a lot I want to cover with you and really get to that knife portion. But I want to make sure we overview some of that fundamental footwork that you will need when sparring or other opportunities if you're into Pekiti like I am. All right, so let's take a break there. And now we're going to take a look at using that open top footwork into a horse stance. So this is a little bit of a progression where we are actually going to eventually get to ducking. So if I'm going into horse stance, we've got my open top here in front of me still. I'll step to the right and pivot both my feet so that my hip is now facing to the left of me. So I'll step into that apex at the same time. My left will come up and I'll turn to pivot this way. So pivot or foot in the middle and then pivot. Foot together and pivot. Foot together, pivot, feet together and pivot. My Filipino's coming out. Feet together and pivot, feet together and pivot. So we'll do this for another 20 seconds to really feel that difference. I'm going a little bit slowly here so you can see and highlight the mechanics a little bit where both my feet are at the apex, my left foot comes behind, and then I pivot both feet and my hips in one physical chain. Okay, last 5 seconds. So this is just one of the footwork to demonstrate turning. Okay, and let's take a break here. So we've already gone through very, very quickly footwork of your open top, broken, fluid, leaning forward and back, and now you just did horse stance. Now we're going to dip that horse stance a little lower and we're going to call it a squat. So not call it a squat, it is a squat. Here I am at the apex of my open top triangle. I step out. I do that pivot like I did earlier, where my feet are now facing forward, and I am going to Asian squat. Okay, then I will put my feet together again here at the apex of the triangle. I'll step out, pivot. My hips are now facing the other direction as well as my toes. And then I dip. So here, I brought the dip on this side, guys. Dip. And dip. Together, pivot, and squat. Together, pivot, and squat. So if you only have a few of these squats in you, that's okay. Do what you can. Sometimes the knees demand what the knees demand. All right. We'll do one last on this left side. And now I hope you're sweating because I'm definitely sweating. So let's take a moment there. If you need water, take a moment to get water. So this next part, your duck, using that open top footwork, is going to feel like boxing. So if you're a boxer, this should feel a little familiar to you. But there's still some nuance difference with how the boxer and the Pekiti practitioner will transition out of the way, right? So if I'm looking here at my open top footwork, to do my duck, it's kind of a mix between that horse stance. So my feet are together, I step out, I'm going to pivot ever so slightly. This shoulder, my right shoulder, is going to turn in, facing the back wall, and I'm going to then duck and bring it out together. This would be where the kinetic chain for my jab would be, right? So once more on just this side, my right shoulder is going to the back. So I'm going to show you my finger. That's where my shoulder is pointed. And now I dip down. There's my little squat here happening. My shoulders are coming out together. This shoulder is now facing forward. That's where my punching impact comes from. So once again, on this same side, right goes to the back, or my right shoulder. My right shoulder dips. I'm still in line, neutral spine with my head. My left shoulder is now facing forward. That would be where my punch is. So if I'm just doing this over and over, it should fluidly look like a duck. Okay? So again, I'm moving slow so that you can see the nuances in my motion. Let me put my hair in here. Okay? So notice the knees are bending at slightly different times as I roll into it to make sure I have my duck. And I have to make sure my spine is neutral so I can see my opponent when I come out of my duck. Okay? Now, to transition to the other side. You've done this. Step in together, left foot to the point of the apex, and then I pivot my feet. Now, the left side. Here's the tricky part. My left shoulder, same dynamics. Left shoulder is pointing front. Now the left shoulder is pointing to the back. Left shoulder dips down, and right shoulder is now facing forward for that punch. So again, left shoulder points to the back, left shoulder dips down, right shoulder faces forward for that punch. Okay, so left, turning in, dipping down, turning out for punching. So fast motion, let's do this for a few. Left, in, and out. Left shoulder to the back, in, right shoulder out. So I turn to the back, dip, and swing. Left shoulder to the back, dip, and swing. So in fast motion, putting them together, right? So we'll do this putting it together part for a couple minutes because this one is a little complicated, but I think this is very impactful. as a fighting footwork. So I come here, I go in, I dip, I transition, I pivot, left shoulder in, and I dip. Okay. So now let's just feel this out. If you're still figuring it out, go slowly, take the notes of where the shoulders are pointing, how your knees are moving, take those notes, address them to yourself, but it's okay to take your time. As long as your body is making those neural connections, that is what matters. That your brain is connecting to each movement. You can give it an intention as you're working. Oh, this is where I would put my jab. This is where I would put my punch, right? Feel those kinetic chains because it's good to figure them out, right? Getting my footwork, pivot, my shoulders to the back, I dip, shoulders to the front, I punch. Together, pivot, shoulder to the back, and to the front. 10 more seconds. Keep it going, 10 more seconds. I'm just gonna take a peek. I know Eric's working with me. Thanks, Eric. All right. Yes. So during lessons, when we're doing our Monday Pekiti class, I do take time to observe as you're working. So after I demo and we practice together, then you do a couple minutes of your own independent timing. So this is just a piece of the class structure. Nice, Eric. Nice ducking. And 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. Nice. All right, so let's now take some time to observe your closed top footwork. We are zooming through these footwork, which is perfectly fine. Um, Here we go. So now we're going to take a look at your broken and fluid closed top footwork. Oh, actually, wait. We have your 3-point short step. This is a good one for sparring. So your 3-point short step, still working on that open top actually. Right here is my open top triangle. And your 3-point short step is actually going to begin with you at the bridge of your triangle, right? So here on the forward flat end of that open fluid triangle. So what happens here is when I'm sparring, I don't want to give up the real estate in front of me. So this footwork allows me to maintain my distance from my opponent, but still be able to get out of the way if necessary. So what's happening here is my feet are in horse stance. My right foot is going back to that rear apex, and then to transition back, now I'm moving right back to the point in front, and the left is going to the back. So usually we're starting right here for open top, right? To originate from this point. But now we're here, and we're actually allowing ourselves to evade from the center line. Okay? So without giving up real estate by having to come out here and have to go back in, right? Now I'm staying in your quarters and still able to evade. So we'll do this for 30 seconds. I'm hoping we get to knife soon. We have just a few more fundamental footworks to look at. Okay. So really, this might look like skating if I'm sparring. I don't want to give my head too much to my opponent, but I want my chest to be a little forward and my feet work to be like I'm skiing, I'm skating, maybe, rollerblading. Something to relate to. There you go. And 3, and 2, and take a break. Nicely done. And then an experience variant to your short step, your 3-point short step, is your 3-point long step. And this is another turning footwork. So just like we had here with your 3-point short where I'm stepping back with a forward foot, right? Now I'm going to actually use it to pivot behind me. So now if you can see the second triangle, so I've got a triangle here and then a second triangle here. I'm on the apex of those two triangles and I take my right foot from that apex to the back corner. So here, this is my evasion for a 3-point long step. So I return back to horse stance. My left foot now goes to the apex of that second triangle in the back. So the two triangles look like an M. I personally call this M footwork, but that's not the official title, okay? So take a moment to look at that. We've got another guest. All right. Let's see while they're coming in. So, hey Dom, welcome. Welcome to our class. So we're taking a look at fundamental fighting footwork. Right now we're looking at the 3-point long step. So we have in our horse stance right now, and we are using the two triangles that are shaping that M to create that long step evasion. So we're moving to our 3-point. So earlier we discussed 3-point short step and how this 3-point short step can now evolve into a 3-point long step to get out of that line of attack. Yes. Nice space, Dom. Welcome, welcome. So here we're just working on really quickly an overview of some of our fundamental fighting footwork before we get into the knife portion of our evening technique. So once again, this is an evolution from that 3-point short step for evading that mid-range attack, not giving up that sparring real estate. And now, even better, I still don't have to give up my sparring real estate, but maybe I want to give a jab here with my stick for a longer range attack while still getting out of that center line of attack. So there would be my long range jab. If I have my stick, it would look like this. So from that V open top, here's my jab, and I'm having a cross step motion here to give that jab. So if you're a little bit more advanced, feel free to grab your stick if you've got it and take a look at the distance that your 3-point long step allows you as you're transitioning. So this is a multiple attacker footwork too, because there's my opponent and then I transition and there's my other opponent. So this is very useful when sparring with multiple opponents, this footwork, particularly as you're able to pivot and transition while still keeping your sparring opponent within your sights. Okay? So we'll just do another 30 seconds of this 3-point long step. Thank you to those that are sharing your work too. And if you can't at the moment, that's okay. I will be sending you a recording of today's class so that you can still study this later. All right. So if I'm moving quickly, it will more so look like I am really moving to evade that center line attack. In 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. All right, so now that we've looked at Open top, we've looked at broken, fluid, leaning, horse stance, squatting, ducking, 3-point short step, and 3-point long step. And it's not even 5:30 yet. So I do want us to get to knife work. So if you want to, I will send you some more footwork videos if you'd like, but I think if we just work on your side step next and then go right into knife, I think we'll be good. So, Dom, look, we had a lot planned for tonight, and I was like, 1 hour. I don't know if we could do this in an hour. So we're at least getting to that main chunk of that open top footwork. But now we'll come back to closed top another day. Let's look at side step. So as you can see, I have a little tiny mat here. My first side step is one pace. So if I'm thinking one pace, I'm thinking one stick distance. So if you don't have a mat, because I made this mat myself, you can also put a stick in front of you to measure out that pace. So my side step, if I'm starting here in the center, this is my one pace side step. My right foot will come out to that corner handle. My foot will tap outward, heel upward, pinky toe on the mat. If you're not here yet, where you can lean with weight on that back leg, feel free. If you're just starting out, just feel comfortable putting your weight on that back leg. You don't have to put the pinky toe yet if you're not comfortable, if that's not where you are. You can put your big toe, but eventually the aim is to tilt with your heel up on the side of your pinky toe on your foot. Eventually, if that's not where you are, this can also suffice where you're activating that back leg with your weight. Okay, so we'll take it slow for a moment so you can see the nuance as we're working through it. Okay, notice my hands are moving. They're still in neutral. I didn't drop them. My hands are in neutral. And as my pivot happens on my left leg, my right leg is the one that's light. My left hand goes up to guard that upper quadrant, that high line. Okay. So I'm horse stance. I put my weight on my right leg. I pivot, and the point of my left is out. I change position by shifting weight, pivot that right foot, and now that is the point. Okay, so if you need to go slowly, here is what slowly might look like for you. But if you've already experienced this, feel free to really create some intent in your motion, right? No need to burn out, but give yourself a little bit of actionable intent with your motions. All right, very good. We got 5 more seconds. And I hope you all are sweating like I'm sweating. All right, 3, 2, and take a break. So that is your one pace side step. Pretty simple, right? So now I'll go here to my 2 pace or my long side step. And it might be 2 pace, but like kind of short. I'll show you what I mean. So if this was my one pace, right? One stick's length. If here I have it be my one pace, my long side step is actually just outside of that stick. Okay? I'm jumping a little, or I'm giving myself a little bit of energy as I switch to the other side, and I'm dragging that pivoted foot. A light drag, but notice how it's not fully this, it's a little bit wider. So coming through, slide, coming through and slide, coming through and slide. So of course, this is a very beautiful technique. I can't doubt that it's not beautiful, right? But would I do this in a spar? Maybe not. I said it. All right. Okay. Very good. So I'll take a second to see where everyone is. Nice. There you go, Dom. Nice, Eric. Yep. It's that nuanced drag, right? That's always a little, a little tough. All right. Very nice. We'll do 5 more seconds. And 2, and 1, and take a break. Awesome work. All right, so having looked at that, that was our side step for one pace, our long side step, which is just more than a one pace, but less than a two pace. And when I say that, I mean like 2 sticks of length, right? It didn't get me all the way out here, right, for my two pace. But now this is going to be what I call, or what we call, an extra long, right? So I start in the center of the two paces, and I'm stepping outward to the end. And here I'll pivot, weight on my right leg, pivot on my left. I'll step back in, feet together, step out, weight on my left, and pivot that right foot. So coming in, pivot, both feet in, and pivot, both feet in, and pivot. Okay, so we'll just try this one for a minute. Nice. And if you know how to knife roll here with your hands, this is your knife roll. If you're feeling a little advanced, this is a little bit what we do here where we, after you pivot, you pop the leg so you can step in. So I pop my leg, I step back in, then I pivot here, I pop my leg, and then I step back in, pivot first, then pop the leg. Pivot first, pop the leg. Pivot, pop the leg. So this is more so, I know it looks kind of silly, but here, if I'm preparing for a kick or a sipa, right? That is why I would lift my foot to prepare for any foot hold, foot grappling, or foot traps that might be available to me. All right, and 3, and 2, and 1. Take a break. Nicely done. So that was our one pace, extra long, one pace, long pace, extra long. And now we're going to take a quick look at your 45 degree, which is actually looking kind of like your open top footwork that we just did earlier. So here, if I've got my open top, and I know we're kind of going quick, but I'm hoping to get to nice stuff in the next 2 minutes. So if I've got my open top here in front of me, my side step looks kind of like what we just did here, but now those motions are going to be impacting at a 45 degree angle. So I'm stepping forward instead, kind of like that horse stance we did earlier where our hips shifted from forward here, I pivoted. Now my point is at the apex in the back. So I'll switch again, feet together, left foot at the next apex. I'll transition here, and now my foot is pointed like a side step. Okay? So a little faster here. Boom. Pointed like their side step. Step in, step out. boom, pointed like your side step. Step in, step out, pivot with the hips to the side, and then now I've got my pointed side step. So I step in, step out with my left, I pivot to the back quarter, and then I put my weight on my left, my right will pivot. Okay, step in, feet together, pivot to the other side, and now I've got my pointed side step footwork. Step in, pivot, and side step. Okay, so step in, we're pivoting, my side step, step in, pivot, both feet, hips also, and then side step. Okay, so this is really another evasion from that center line. So it's really the magic of your side stepping here. Okay. Last 5 seconds. And 3, 2, and time. All right. Grab a water break if you really need it. We're going to now dive into our knife work. So grab 2 knives if you've got them. They can be trainer, they can be butter knives if you're not that far in your Pekiti journey yet. Feel free to grab whichever knives you'll be working with today. So I've got my 2 balisong. Okay, my blades are going to be facing the direction that my knuckles are. So make sure whichever side you have your edge of your aluminum trainer or your trainer knife, make sure it is facing the same side as your knuckles. All right. So we're going to look at thrusting because we like to get functional as soon as possible out here. We don't like to linger. All right. So the first thing we'll take a look at is your hold. So this is your hammer hold, your suck, and that means your handle is here, your edge is above. So that's the first vocabulary. Next, if I'm looking with my knife facing or downward, my blade facing downward, my grip is on the handle above. Here is now my ice pick or my pakal. So I have 2 holds, my saksak and my pakal. So those are the 2 holds we're going to take a look at. So let's just take a look at first saksak angle 1 and angle 2. So here I'll have my footwork. Remember from earlier we had our open top angle 1 and angle 2. I didn't call them that just yet, but it's just leaning to your left of that open top triangle and your right. So now I've got my 2 knives and I'm just going to practice my low thrust from both sides. So it's originating here from the hip, coming forward in a slight circular hooking motion, but I'm thrusting into the solar plexus right here under the rib cage, right? So that would be my context for targeting. Would be going right into that solar plexus under that rib cage. So if you feel warmed up, go for it. Sometimes I feel like I'm just running and I'm jogging and I just kind of get into that rhythm if I'm playing music or anything, if I'm, right after you box with your bag. This is really good for that boxing motion, right? You could even add footwork if you're really getting into the mood. Maybe in the daytime, not right before dinner, but Yep, there you go. Once you get some motion, some feeling into it, some intention, this is your double knife thrusting. Okay? So this is coming from your low thrust. But now if I've got my angle 1s and 2s, I'll keep my knife on my hip on this side, and this one will be active first. And I have my open top footwork here. My angle 1, usually with stick, we're reaching far, but with knife, we want to stay here in this torso area because we should assume we're already in close range, right? My feet are in angle 1, and I've got my angle 1, and I cross load angle 2. So for now, just 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Since I'm using my right hand, my lead foot is my right foot. So I'll turn to the side so you can see angle 1, angle 2, angle 1, angle 2, angle 1, angle 2. If you need context, you're aiming for right here, right? Angle 1, angle 2, angle 1, angle 2. So you're aiming for my carotid, you're aiming for my jugular, you're slashing across my torso. Yep, there you go. Nice, clean angle 1s and angle 2s. Yep, leading with your knife. Good, looks good. So that is your targeting for where your angle 1 and angle 2 are going. So right here, we'll just do this for 30 seconds. Go at your pace. We'll do 30 seconds. So I'm just doing angle 1, angle 2, angle 1, angle 2. Visualizing my opponent, my bob, if you have a bob, or if you have a body bag, you can envision. You can put tape on your body bag to really trace and keep your X narrow. Your angle 1 and angle 2, keep them narrow on that torso area, right? Very good. And 3, and 2, and 1. So now let's look at that left hand. So I'll re-chamber now my right. I'll put that guy to rest. And now I'll go over here to my left foot. Now my left foot is forward. My knife is my left hand ready. Here is angle 1 from open. So sometimes numbering changes in other organizations and other systems, right? But here, your mirror angles, right? So open, your angle 1 will be open, angle 2 is cross load. But I'm on my left. So I'll turn this way so you can see. So here's angle 1 and angle 2. Angle 1 and angle 2 from my left side. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. Let's just keep going there. From your left side, 1 and 2. And take your time. I know left is always a little funky. Don't worry. It's how it goes for everyone. We're brain training. We're creating those neural pathways now for that left side. Give yourself a little grace while you're building it up. Making sure my, my left foot. Got to make sure your lead foot is with your lead hand. Yep. Got your 1, 2, 1, 2. Last 10 seconds. Keep it going. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So now you've got your left and your right. So let's go ahead and do from left to right and switching our feet. Showing you now is your angle 1, angle 2, I'll chamber, angle 1, angle 2. So in a little bit faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we're just having our slashes now using hammer hold. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep, using my open top footwork. 1 and 2. Very good. There you go. Looking good. All right, I'll give you my torso to target real quick. So you're just doing your 1 and 2 right here on my torso, keeping your X narrow, your angle 1 and 2 narrow, so you can slash the organs, slash the carotid as you come down. There we go, and exit at the belly. Nice. Very good. We'll do 30 more seconds. Keep going. We did this earlier today when I was practicing for so long. My arms got tired, and you wouldn't think you would get tired with your knife being like 0.5 pounds, but if you're swinging long enough, it'll work something out. All right, looking good, gentlemen. All right, nice. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and take a break. Awesome job. So now you've taken a look at your knives, low thrusting. You've taken a look at 1 and 2 on left and right. So now let's go ahead to, I was going to do pakal, but let's do instead low thrust and slash. So now we'll do your thrusting and your slashing. Oh, sorry. Let's look at thrust in isolation. So if I'm doing my low thrusts are coming from here. But if I've got one knife on my right hand, low thrust will come here, going up into the solar plexus. From here, I'll transition to my left hip for that reverse thrust. And that reverse thrust is going to the heart, right? Kind of like your abecedario number 8. Okay, so my low thrust from here to the solar plexus, I rechamber on my left and I thrust into the heart. So solar plexus and heart, solar plexus and heart, solar plexus and heart. Okay, so this is low thrust and reverse thrust. Low thrust, reverse thrust. Low thrust, reverse thrust. Very good. Low thrust, reverse thrust. I'll turn this way so you can see it in a different angle. Low thrust, reverse. Low thrust, reverse. Low thrust, and reverse. I'll turn this way so you can see again. Low thrust and reverse. Low thrust and reverse. Low thrust and reverse. So we've got that tight quarter or our tight body box right here that we're aiming within. Yep, looks good. There you go. Nice reverse dom. Good. Nice, Eric. Nice thrust. Nice reverse. Good. So that's your low thrust and your reverse. So let's now take a look adding that third thrust. We have 3 thrusts to look at. Your low thrust, reverse thrust. From here, now I'm pivoting my knife. Okay, I'm pivoting my knife here and I'm coming back for that high line thrust. So now my knife is here about jaw, ear level. I've yanked my full elbow strength to the back, and now I thrust into the face. Or it could be here, carotid, if you want a little angle. So from low thrust, reverse thrust, and I pivot here, I pull out and high thrust. So low, reverse, and high. Low, reverse, and high. So if you notice my alive hand, I am doing a bicep tap here. So low, reverse, and thrust, high thrust. I do a bicep tap to stop myself here. Give myself that feedback. So let's just do that high thrust for a moment. I'm giving myself that slapping feedback on my bicep tap, but I'm aiming again for that face or that carotid. So if I'm looking at that carotid, I just lower it down a little, right? So face, carotid, it's like mere inches, right? Mere inches of difference. Face, carotid, whichever, but this is my high line thrust, okay? So now let's put our 3 thrusts together. We've got your low thrust, reverse thrust, and high thrust. So low, reverse, and high. Low, reverse, and high. Low, reverse, and high. Let's do that for 1 minute. And just go at your pace, however you feel comfortable, however you're exploring it for the moment. Okay, if you're just figuring out gross motor movement, those big motions, I'm looking at elbow here, reverse to the heart, and then elbow all the way back to the face. Okay, so from the side, from the hip. Yeah, so low, reverse, high, 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 low, reverse, and high. So I'm leading with my right hand, so my right foot is my lead as well. So low thrust, reverse, and high, low, reverse, high, low, reverse, high, low, reverse, and high, low, reverse, and high. All right, in three, two, and one. Excellent. So let's take a break here. In our last 10 minutes, I usually like to do a little housekeeping or announcements or questions Q&A. So if you are interested in joining us for classes, we do classes alternate weeks. So I do like a live class on week. It's just always alternating. So I don't do like first week, second week, or third week things. It's just on our calendar. Every other week we have a live, and every other week is an asynchronous independent study. Um, we also have a newsletter. If you're interested in receiving our newsletter, it has monthly training challenges, Filipino health recipes, just different news about our community up here in Jacksonville. If you're interested, feel free to let me know, and I will definitely share our newsletter with you. If you join us, we do have a fairly big online community. As you can see, we've got some friends here that are from Maryland. We've also got our friends that are in Virginia and here in Florida as well. So we are pretty far reaching now. I know, this is an interesting kind of community because we're online training, solo independent training practitioners. It's hard sometimes to find that in-person community that we're really looking for of practitioners. But we have one here, and we do have a pretty decent online presence. So we would love for you to come join us. I know this is like a funny, oh yeah, she's marketing, but yes, I am. I am marketing. This is my my small business, family-owned business. So of course, if you'd like to support, there's many ways to support. Our commitment, we do ask that if you join us, it's a 1-year commitment, and it is only $100 a month for four sessions of training for that month. So let me know if you're interested. I will be sharing out this video. So thanks to those that were willing to share your own practice today. I really appreciate you guys. And with that, I'll open the floor now. If you have any questions, whether it be about the class or whether it be about any of the material we covered today, now is your time to speak if you'd like.
Hi, Nite.
Hey, hi Dom.
Finally
Welcome.
got a chance to meet you.
Yeah, welcome to the space. Thanks so
Thank
much
you
for
for,
joining.
yes, thank you for inviting me. So I know you say you got you do monthly.
Yes, sir.
Um, you said $100 a month.
Yep.
What about for the year?
For the year, I wouldn't have calculated.
Okay,
But of course, if it's 100 a month for the whole year, one, two. But if you're looking for a discount, I mean, typically the discount price, the regular price is already 160, and right now
okay,
the online is where I'm putting in. But if you'd like to talk about a scholarship, let me know. We can
okay,
we can
okay,
talk about it. We can talk about it for
okay,
sure.
okay.
'Cause I know you're
All right.
nearby. I know you're nearby
Yeah,
in Gainesville. And we do have quarterly in-person meeting. So if
okay.
you ever like to just join us for quarterly in-person meeting, it's a drop-in fee, but it's 3 hours. We pack it in with really good material. We covered contradas, knife, empty hand, and long range at our last beach training. So
Oh,
I'll
okay,
let you know when our next one is and what the topic is. And if you're interested, you can feel free to let me know. And I know you're in
okay.
Gainesville, so I know you're not too far to
Yeah,
join us. So
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm just glad. I love what you're doing and wanted to support. I've been supporting you since TikTok, and
thank you.
so I'm like, I gotta be on this class right now.
Thank
Um,
you.
so things are still getting balanced on my end, but
Yeah.
but I'll continue to keep reaching out to you and see how else I can support you.
I
And
appreciate that. And you
yeah,
let me know. I know I didn't get to come to your class last time, but you keep me posted too. Our community is small, but we growing.
see, I forgot I had a class last time. I don't even remember.
See? But don't worry, I remember. I remember
Okay.
what you're working on too, friend. So
Yeah.
keep me posted.
Okay.
And our community is growing down here. That's what we want.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I got some other things coming up, so I'll definitely keep you posted
For
and
sure.
would love for you. I would just love to meet with you, like,
Yeah,
and just we'll do something for the community. So,
for sure. I love it. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being with
uh,
us.
of course.
Eric, any comments? Joey, Deej, Robert. My husband's on here. He's supporting too. He's one of my invisible sponsors in the gallery. So, um, okay. Joey says they're shy. All right, so we'll wrap up here if there are no more questions. Eric, did you have another question, insight?
Oh, I was just gonna say good class, good class.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you for coming. You're always my tribe brother. I
Well, hey,
appreciate you for
thanks for having me.
supporting. Thanks for joining. Hey, Deej, thanks for joining as well. Thanks, Joe, for joining me from Maryland. I'm glad you guys had a good class with us. I really appreciate everybody that was able to make it today. I will be sending out this video. So, Dom, I know you only saw half of it. I'll send it out to you so you get the full class video. All right. All right, beautiful people. It was great to train with you this evening. Once again, we do have a weekly Monday or alternating next year in 2026, starting our new calendar schedule. We will be having alternating monthly live Zooms, 1.5 hour classes, and then asynchronous independent study. But of course, I'm always available 24/7 for my students that join us for our membership classes. So thank you everyone once again so much for coming. I am so ever so grateful to have your spirits with me today and working with us. So I will end our recording here.